So hello and welcome to Let's Like SEO. I'm in a little different environment than my regular recording environment because I've been traveling and I've been traveling for family. So excuse the fact that you're not gonna see the regular white background, but you're gonna see a window and a bed in the background. But I really don't let that hold me back because, SEO goes on and so does this channel. I ran into a question on LinkedIn recently, and I'll put the screenshot of the question over here. And primarily this person is asking is, what if you have a robot.txt file that resolves in a 503 error? Well, I think it was John Mueller that it was addressed to, and Gary Iles responded to this I'll put Gary Iles' answer over here, but what he's saying in a nutshell is it doesn't really matter as long as your website is crawlable. But the problem here is, even though I agree with Gary Iles, is that number one, your robot.txt file shouldn't be a 503. Now, I know that there are websites that I often get clients who have new websites. They have no idea what the previous SEO company was doing on their site. When I check their websites, don't even have a robots.txt file. In one instance, I even ran into a site that had a robot.txt file that would password lock. Now, I don't even know how you would password lock a robot.txt file in WordPress, but this one most certainly was for some odd reason. And the SEO company explained to my client that it was because they didn't want competing websites to steal their robot.txt code. Not that it matters, but that's something that shouldn't be keeping you up awake at nights. So generally what happens is the robot.txt file is a set of instructions to Google, telling Google how it should crawl your site and what the crawlers will find on your site and what it should ignore on your site. And that's just a general set of instructions. Now, broadly speaking, you can ask the crawler not to crawl certain sections of your site. You can also ask the crawler not to crawl certain types of files or certain directories, but it's totally up to the crawler whether or not it complies with your requests. So robot.txt file is mainly a set of requests. Most times, 10 out of 10 times, Google will comply with the request, but there are times when Google will not comply with the request, and that is when the parts of the directory you're trying to hide are actually linked to from within your content, and there are multiple links and there are multiple ways to get to that content, and Google might see it as being relevant to crawl those pages, and in that case, those pages will be crawled. Now, or those directories will be crawled. Now, if your site resolved in a 503, the crawler will crawl your site. So as long as your known page is accessible, your site will be crawled. Now, you might not be able to control the crawl, but it will still be crawled. If you don't have a robot.txt file, or if in the case of one of the people that contacted me has a password protector, a 503 robot.txt file, then your site will still be crawled. It's just that you would not be able to control that crawl. So it's not a big problem. It's not something that's going to break your site or anything. It might ruin your SEO though, because in most cases, I would say maybe 99% of cases, you want to control what's crawled on your site. You want to prioritize all the pages that you want to rank on your site. And a robot.txt file, it's crafted correctly, by an expert, can do a great deal of good. I usually work on a robot.txt file, planning how to best tailor the site to what we're trying to achieve. And most times that's like 50% of the game. So if you do it right, you're 50% towards ranking. So I hope you found the video useful. As always, leave a comment below. Let me know if your robot.txt file is accessible and how you check to see if your robot.txt file is accessible and how often do you update your robot.txt file. Like and subscribe as always, and happy ranking.